Hey guys!
Hello.
You are in for a real treat today. I am sitting next to probably one of the most creative people I know. And you may not know this because you haven't been to my house for dinner. And it's like, Amy, invite me. It's like, I will. But a couple of weeks ago, we had our Old World finishing course here. And we invited Josh to come and prepare the most amazing dinner. And we have done this before, and it blew our mind. But one of the things that I noticed, that not only is Josh an incredible chef, we call him Chef Josh, not only is he an incredible chef, he hand makes his charcuterie boards.
Yeah, anything that, if you're a chef, anything you can make with your hands, you really try to, and nothing better than, making the things you serve your food on. And I'm thankful for Amy for giving that outlet, because what's better than someone that encourages you to push that limit, and, we'll notice it. And so today she's asked me to show you quite a few things that I've made, from knife handles to charcuterie boards to TV remote stands. We'll get into. But go ahead.
So I want to make sure you all know his name. It's Chef Josh Steiner.
Capital J.
Capital J.
Capital J.
And do you have an Instagram that they can follow you?
Yeah, it's Chef Josh Steiner, or my wife and I, Wallace and Josh. We have our Facebook page, and we sell all of our baked goods there. And you'll see all of my pieces on there. And, they're usually not for sale. Usually I just give them to people, so just be really nice.
He needs to start selling them. I think y'all are going to tell him that after today. All right, so let's do this. We're actually going to also show you how to do some of the techniques that Josh is doing as well.
Yeah.
So, and he used our new Glacier Resin and our alcohol inks and our Mica powders. And did you use any of the pigments?
Yeah, so, do whatever you can. Resin's so new, there's not much, education besides just go out there and try it out and ruin a couple pairs of pants.
An experiment.
Yeah, and so on mine, I showed you guys what type of stuff we're talking about here. This is on a small wooden canvas that you could give to someone, without expecting them to hang it on a wall. Anyone will take this and accept it.
Look at this. So we're going to walk you through it. I want you to be able to do it in show and tell real quick. So this was so this is more of an art on canvas.
Yeah, on wood panel. That's more contemporary, I would call it, while things like this is a little bit more, more nature-like, this kind of sunset-esque.
Look at the depth. Guys, is that not absolutely beautiful? The depth of that is crazy.
There's a couple layers. There's the alcohol ink, then that pigment, and then mica powder and gold leaf.
Oh
and
my
they all
gosh.
have their own purpose. You're not just throwing it all on there.
Okay, now I know we're talking about this on a piece of art, but a lot of people that are going to be watching this on Amy Howard at Home, they love refinishing furniture.
Okay.
And so would you say that you could do a top to a piece of furniture in this?
Yeah, if you are willing to do it to your own piece of furniture, imagine your countertop in your bathroom or your bar or even your sink could be done like that. Resin's very unique. And I have seen floors done like that. We just sold our house, the market's crazy, and I know my next tool shed is gonna have an epoxy floor that's gonna be a little bit too galactic, if you will.
Okay, we want to show you some of these pieces first. Look at this. Is that amazing? Now, he did all of these with our resin and our inks. Look at these coasters. Tell us how you did this one.
Yeah, and so I did all these in over a weekend, so you guys, it does not take long to do this. This is fully cured. It's poured on, I guess it's like some kind of stone, like a tile that you could just get at any store or Hobby Lobby, and I guess some people may paint them, but go crazy. Throw a little epoxy on it. Get that design that you want to put in jewelry on something a little bit different.
Oh my gosh.
They came out quite nice, right?
Oh my, it's absolutely fabulous. All right, and this is another one.
Yeah, and you can make pairs that are themed to, those are both gold. Those could go together. And that kind of looks like a planet to me, doesn't it?
Now, I am curious, and I know those of you that are home, so as you pop on here, guys, please say hey, and
Any
guess what?
questions, too.
Yes, absolutely, and we'll go back and answer the questions later. And here, we do something here at Amy Howard Home, and as well as a Maker Studio. When you watch this video, if you share the video, your name will go in for a drawing, and we are going to be giving away a resin kit. So all you have to do is share the video, and as you pop on here, say, hey, send us some love. Guys, we are in for a real treat because Chef Josh is one of the most creative people, and you're going to be seeing a lot of this, and he's actually going to show you how he created some of this. Now, you want to brag on this for a second?
Yeah, we hand me the marble one underneath there as well. It's a little heavy. It's the bottom one. So this is something that's kind of cool that, I started doing. I took a piece of cardboard, put some duct tape on the bottom of it, and caulked the edges, and threw some broken end pieces of marble.
That you got at my house.
That I got at your house. And literally I took it, shattered it, and, repurposed it in a way where you can see this has depth to it where the marble comes above it. And so you could make fun things. You could paint fish on here and kind of make it look like a koi pond. Or, you could put a clock, your phone charger, some pens, and have it next to your bed. And I think that's kind of cool. It gets you a better look at the copper.
Okay, now I have a question.
Yeah.
How did you take, now, because a lot of the people that are going to be watching this,
Yeah.
we love rescuing and restoring things.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
we'll find broken stone
Yeah,
that you would throw away.
Give it to me.
Tell us how you
Please.
tell us how you did this.
Yeah, so for example, you make a coating of silicone, go to Home Depot, buy window caulk seal, literally that's what I use, and just bead layers into whatever shape you really want it to be in, and throw a couple pieces of marble in there, any shape, any size. I kind of did one big piece and floated two pieces, but you could have any, that's where you come in. And just do a deep pour of epoxy. So this is two different colors that I poured at the same time and just kind of let them settle. And then you kind of pop it out. And if you look on the sides, this one's not finished yet. You could actually see how when I popped
With
it
the
out,
silicone?
the silicone. Other than that, it looks, this is the raw state of it on the back. And if you look really close, you can see it's kind of grimy a little bit. And to get it to this side, you just take a little orbit sander and you just go over it with some water at 300 to 600 grit, and it's polished. And that took 30 minutes.
Now, did you
to bring it up.
polish this side as well as the marble, or just the resin?
I did them together.
Okay,
I
I
did
love
them
that.
side by side. That water, treat resin as marble. Don't treat resin as wood. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, are you ready? Now, we're showing you several of these things that he's done, but now we're going to show you in just a minute how to do them, but you got to see this. Like,
that's cool.
Oh my
That's-
gosh, this is amazing. Look at this charcuterie board.
So that handle you see is made off the end cuts of the same board. That was an extra piece. Again, I didn't want to throw it away, so I kind of sanded it down by hand. But these things are easy to buy.
Those are just screws.
Yeah, those are just screws. You put them in, but you could also make them out of epoxy. I know you sell these handles.
Yes.
As
Yes.
molds.
Yes.
And so you could always put those in there as well.
Can you see, now, when we talk about customizing charcuterie boards, look at this. And I
Yeah.
love how you did the little pieces, little
stone.
pebbles of stones.
And you could feel the depth as you rub your finger over it, so it's like a real river.
That's over the top.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just think, guys, like, send Josh some love. Like,
Yeah.
is this the most amazing thing you've ever seen?
Yeah, it's showing up on camera pretty well,
Oh
actually.
my gosh, it's
Yeah, that's
absolutely
awesome.
beautiful. Okay, now I want to show a couple of other things. This is something you're going to show us in just a minute, but look at this. This
Yeah.
is another piece of kind of resin art.
Mhm. And there's some of your gold leaf in there, and those are all your powders and pigments as well.
Oh my gosh, I love
Mm-hmm.
that. Now, look at this one.
This is that's a twisted technique. So that's a trowel board, and I'm laughing at it because there's so many techniques on it. But what you see here is a burning technique that I've done that looks like it's been electrocuted almost. And there's some copper-colored resin that I put inside the voids, which I'll hold a little bit closer for you guys
Oh my
to
gosh.
see.
Guys, look at this.
That's kind of cool, and I'm working on a big table for my dad right now. But again, this is a scrap piece of wood that's now, going to be a great gift for someone.
So all you did after it was electrocuted,
Yeah,
basically,
I
do you
just-
call it electrocuting?
No, I just call it burning.
Burning,
Just call
okay.
it burning.
So then he mixed up the resin with
Mm-hmm.
copper mica,
Yeah, this stuff right here.
which this will go live
Okay.
for sale on our Amy Howard at Home site tomorrow. The resin is already on there, but our specialty micas,
Mm-hmm.
the kits will go on there, and it comes in a lot of different colors. And then he poured the copper mica resin into that crevice.
Yep, and then
Amazing.
On the other side, I carved out the voids to make them deeper to get this look. And so I'm gonna bring you back to this side, and you see all the tree marks, and then this looks more river-esque. 1 second. There you go. River-esque, and so there's copper powder actually mixed in there. If you hold that for a second,
That's
I'll
beautiful.
take care of that.
Now look at this. We've got all these things to show you, and then we're actually going to show you how he did some of it. Look at this. This is mixing your technique
Yeah.
of the burning.
Yeah, so this piece came as a square cut off of, 1 second, pardon my reach.
Watch your head.
Yeah, hopefully they can't see the face I'm making. So here's another board. And so this is a little bit bigger, and this end piece came from this, and you can see it just looks like, you know, you make one big piece, cut it up, and you got multiple different pieces. So you can spend a lot of time on one big project and get multiple projects out of it.
Guys, do you not love the idea of incorporating the resin pores and the colors with wood? What a fabulous charcuterie board. Do you love that?
It's very cool.
Look at that. I mean, that is amazing. And when he came and prepared all of the food for our dinner and had it laid out on these gorgeous boards, it made it that much more special. It was really, really beautiful.
It was. It was cool.
So last but not least, before he shows you how to do the art, of course, I love this.
Those are our wedding flowers, my wife and I's wedding flowers, and here too.
In the resin. That's why I love resin so much. I love
how
it as an
clear.
art form. But look at this. Tell us how you did this knife.
Oh, so there's about 24 different pieces of wood on this knife. So you see on this side, and you see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and back on this side as well. But you see this piece right here is a resin block that I cut and formed and mixed into the wood for part of the handle as well. But super cool, but resin could, I mean, you could create anything out of resin. It's just as good as, you know, as plastic or as wood.
Right, and it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, as you pop on here, say hey. If you didn't hear me say, we are going to be giving away a resin kit just for sharing our video, because we say here at Amy Howard at Home, sharing is caring. So, are you ready? We're gonna have Josh show us how he created, is this the one that we're gonna be going over?
Yeah, actually, yeah. We're gonna try to do some kind of similar.
Look at this. Is this so fab? So fab. Okay, so I'm gonna turn the camera down. Continue to say hey. I want you to be able to see how it is that he is doing this. Okay.
There you guys go. So we're using the acrylic Glacier epoxy that Amy Howard is selling. So I'm gonna leave this bottle right there so you guys can see that. And she has a few different kinds of inks. She has things such as mica powders. She has things such as pigment, which
liquid pigments.
what's it liquid with? Do you know? Is it like a resin or a color?
It's a compatible with resin, but
Yeah.
it's a pure pigment. You can use this in a lot of projects, but it's best used in a resin, as a resin pigment.
And I'll show you why, because I found it very cool to use, because you could be very strategic with these resin placement with
Awesome.
these inks, and
Awesome.
so that's super cool. Then she's got these alcohol inks, which I find to be very friendly to setting a mood on your canvas. For
Ooh,
example,
I love that.
This has kind of a sun feel to it, where this kind of has, I don't know, kind of like a underwater feel.
So this obviously is where you use the ink.
Correct.
Okay.
And if you imagine
So it's very
that,
fluid and ink-like.
Yeah, and then underneath all this great, beautiful
That's what
stuff,
gave you the background.
what gave me the background was the alcohol.
So you worked your way up. So
Yep.
this is what's so great about this, guys, because he's showing you a skill and he's getting ready to actually do the execution process on how to do it.
So what you guys see in front of you right here is a wooden canvas that you could get at any art store, Michael's, or anything like that. What I've done on the top here is just mixing the half and half of the epoxy, the 1-to-1 ratio, and adding white pigment and letting it set. Very simple, and that's how I start most of my canvases, because the alcohol ink is going to spread on it, and it's going to look really cool. And I'll show you why I do this.
Okay, so you mixed one part of the hardener with one part of the resin.
Correct.
Then you added how much of your white?
Honestly, it was probably less than 5%. It was
Okay.
just enough to color, because it's something that's the alcohol pigment's going to color.
So then you let it dry overnight.
24 hours. Yes.
Okay, at least 24 hours. And then now that gives us that beautiful white glossy canvas,
Correct.
if you will.
Yeah.
Okay, now you're going to take us to step 2.
Step 2 is I'm going to show you what happens if we just put alcohol ink right on the resin.
We may have to clip the top off of that.
Yes, good call. There you go.
Okay.
So this is the alcohol ink right here. I'm just going to put a little bit on the corner, and it's not going to move much. So you guys see that and just sits there. That's okay. What we're going to do now is add some alcohol.
91% alcohol.
Just the right amount.
Yes. Normally, well, there are alcohols that are like 50%.
Oh, really?
And that's why you've got to use a 91%.
So I'm just putting some right here.
You're going to flood the surface or just a little part of it?
Just part of it, because what we're going to do is get, I call them flower petals.
Okay.
And I'll show you why. Do you mind cutting the tip off of
Not at
this
all.
peach?
Yes. Okay.
All right, and so what we're gonna do is drop it on the alcohol. And you see how it spreads like that? And what's gonna happen is we can move this down, around, and it's bleeding a little bit, which is good.
I'm loving it already.
And so we're gonna put another cut of this, which is a different red. If you notice, I'm just doing layers of hues of red. So what just went on top of that was actually the resin pigment, and you can see how it sits still like that.
So we transitioned.
We did.
So these are the alcohol inks that we just used, and these are on Amy Howard at Home. And then you just put the pigment on top of the ink, because what? It's more solid?
It's more solid, and I'm just trying to show you guys the difference of the layers. So now we have two of the same colors, and the under layer is showing on the outside of the pigment.
And it's more sheer,
It's more sheer.
which actually
absolutely.
adds to a lot of depth.
It does.
Oh my gosh, I'm loving this.
And what's going to be cool is we're going real simple right now, because it's going to get real colorful here in a little bit. So we're just going to move this across like this. And it's not sticking that well because that's the alcohol.
It's resin. Right. Oh, no, you're
It's the
right, because we
alcohol.
put the alcohol on first.
And that's okay. That's what we want, because this is literally going to be a color that's bleeding through the resin. So that's okay to look
Can
like
I hold
this.
that? I just want them to see. So see how you're working in layers and how he's got to have the sheer effect on the bottom. That's what he's working on right now. Guys, this is like amazing. Okay.
So next, we're going to go kind of crazy, and we're going to do a line of blue. And it's called Peacock Blue. And now the alcohol on there is probably dry, so that effect is now gone. But I'm just going to
And
put
you want
this.
that, right?
Yeah. So this was the pigment, and you saw I was able to place the drops. This is also metallic pigment, so we're getting a little sparkle out of it.
I like that.
Super cool. And now, if you see right here, we're starting to build. And so what I'm going to do now is go back to this rose and go right in there.
So you're putting, why are you putting that on top of it? Again, is that to add depth?
Add depth.
Okay.
Add depth. And you guys may think I'm crazy, but in a second, we're going to be putting some
Oh my gosh.
some epoxy on here.
Oh my gosh, I'm loving this.
So right now it's just the clear epoxy. That's the 1-to-1 ratio. We just stirred it. And I'm just going to drizzle just a little bit.
Oh my
on
gosh.
there. And you see we're starting to get some really cool colors out of this. And again, I'm just going to take this and just kind of go around. And it's okay that it kind of looks globby, because the resin is going to settle. And again, this is still just the background, guys.
Oh my gosh. No, and you know, we were saying earlier, you can use this outdoors. You could do this for a top of a table, maybe a drink table that you have out by your pool. But those of you, we have a lot of people that are watching that love redoing furniture that would love to do this as an art form. I love that.
Definitely an art form. And so now we got some cool colors going on and kind of a background. So this is red and yellow, where this is purple, blue, and stuff like that. So now we're gonna do some colors on top of it, and what I like to do always is, let's backtrack. The background is usually alcohol ink, so we're done with alcohol inks for
Okay.
now.
No more alcohol inks.
No, I think we have enough, and that's why a little goes a long way, and you can see we have a
Totally.
whole midnight tone,
Right.
you know, going
Absolutely
on over here.
beautiful.
And so I think a cool, shiny, maybe, what color do you think would be good in here? Or two colors?
This is you.
This is me? Okay.
I mean, of course, you know, purple and orange are complementary,
Okay.
but I also love, I don't know what you're doing with this, but I also love that too. Look
Okay.
at that.
So, well, we'll do that one in a second. So
Okay.
what we're gonna do is take this red pink pigment. Can you guys see that? I'm just gonna put 2, 3, 4, 5 drops in there, and you see that.
Guys, as you pop on here, you please be sure and say hi. Tell us where you're tuning in from. My name is Amy Howard, and I am here with the amazing Chef Josh, and he is showing us how he makes his custom charcuterie boards and resin art. So as you pop on here, just say hey, but then if you share the video, your name is going to go in for a drawing, and we're going to be giving away a resin kit, so that way you can turn around and make what Josh is making.
So what you guys saw me doing while she was talking was mix that color with just a little bit of resin. And what I like to do, shapes are awesome, people love shapes, and so what I do is maybe let's do a circle right here.
That is so cool.
And you see how the color's splitting too?
Uh-huh.
But they're gonna bleed into each other, but still kind of be their own color. a
Oh
little
my
bit.
gosh.
See what's going on?
A sphere like that, a circle. Now, will that change? Because I love how ropey this looks. I love
You
that.
see that? You see the gray in there?
Oh my gosh, look at this one that he had done earlier. Can you see? Look at the details on that. Is that amazing?
So that gray swirl is now like an orange swirl.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Yes,
So
that's super
fab.
cool.
You could do like a series
I
And
would
hang
love
them
to
all
do
together.
series. Yeah, like all toned the right color. I mean, you can
and
do.
hang them on a wall, just like a triptych. Sorry.
Oh, no, you could do a whole bunch of them, 9 of them in a row, you know, or just 3.
Like a
3, 3.
series. I love that.
And you see, guys, this isn't making too much of a mess. And just the reason why we're not rushing is you have 10 hours or so from first mixing to when the resin starts to maybe get a little thick on you, compared to most resins where they'll harden if you add too much color or things like that. So this resin's really great, gives you a lot of flexibility to relax and create what you want to create.
Okay, so now I am curious because a lot of these that we've seen that you've done, they've got gold leaf on them.
Yes.
So when do you add the gold leaf?
So the gold leaf, honestly, is where my thumbprints are. But no, it's the last thing because the resin will try to pull it down onto the
Okay.
canvas.
So we don't need to add it now, or
No,
we do?
no,
Okay.
no. But what I would like to add, just as depth, is this gold mica powder, which is new, right, for you guys?
These micas with all the colors are going to be live on Amy Howard at Home tomorrow. Yes.
Look at that.
And just so you know, tomorrow we have all of our color of the months will be available for everybody Thursday through Monday of next week.
So I'm not mixing this powder with the resin. I'm just gonna put a little bit right there. And
And you're not going to blend it? You're just
No.
going to allow it to stay there for texture?
it's gonna change. It's gonna move on its own. So we're just gonna let it hang. And that's what, again, that gold there does things like what you see underneath the gold leaf. And these speckles are things when you go like, move it down. Like that.
Okay, that's totally
So
cool.
you see? So that's how you get the different
Did you
textures.
invent that?
No one taught me any of this. This is just
You
practice.
taught yourself.
Yeah. It's how
I
I,
love
get
that.
the effect I like.
Oh my gosh, I love
But
that.
let's keep playing with the colors.
Okay.
So I like this is what color? A steel?
It's to me, it's just a yummy, yummy pewter steel color.
Love it. I love it.
And I think it's very complementary with the palette that you've got going on here.
Yeah. So I am putting literally, maybe not literally, but let's just call it a Skittle size.
Skittle?
Skittle size.
The candy Skittle?
Yeah, the candy size of the mica powder. And so I'm gonna put it there. And again, we mixed just one batch of the resin and we're separating it as we're going it. We're not mixing it at the beginning. This is kind of lets you be as creative as you want. You're not locked in on your colors. And if things don't work out, you could still change it. and things like that. And you can make so many projects. So again, this is just mixing the color in there, and it's probably about 30% pigment in this. And the reason why I'm doing that, you get a really deep
Oh, wow.
swirl to it. So you guys see the color in there, it has a lot of depth to it. And then you may think I'm ruining it, I'm not. Just wait for it, guys.
So it really is a process of building things.
Yeah.
Now, will it continue to move and change after this?
Very little, but there's things I do like to do to it, is such as, can I use this?
Absolutely. Let's
I'm
raise this
just
up so
gonna
that way they can
turn
see.
it this way, and hopefully you guys get a good look on it. And when you guys shake it, which you guys probably see better like that, the resin's gonna create a little bit of a movement to it and almost get all kind of into one family.
So it's melding.
Yeah. So you see that now that we've
Yes.
done?
Yes, that's beautiful.
So you guys see the ink in there in the background. You see the orange swirl. You see the gold dust. You see, I call it galactic gray because it looks super cool. But we still have this orange. So we're gonna bring orange back. Right here. And that looks pretty freaking cool to me.
That really does.
And so I kind of want to throw an alcohol ink on there. Just, I'm not really sure what's gonna happen.
Okay, now, we told you
Yeah.
that we just did the alcohol inks. If you're just now popping on, please go back and watch this from the very beginning, as Chef Josh is showing us how to make his gorgeous custom charcuterie boards. But he started us off with doing this wash over
Alcohol.
over the alcohol. But now he's going to come back and he's going to add the alcohol inks again.
Yeah, just one color that's just gonna be a popper. And I'm thinking, do we have, I bet we do, I saw the bronze. Is this in my hands?
Yes.
Coffee, this works.
No, wait, is that, no, it looks,
It looks bronzish.
yes, it does. It's more bronzy.
Yeah, this is kind of bronzy.
Yes. But as far as your ink, that's a bronzy.
Okay,
If you're wanting that, you want me to clip the top?
yes, please.
Okay.
So this is again one of Amy's pigment inks, and we're just gonna put a couple separated around.
Now, how will that work sitting on top of the pigment and the other resin?
So we've kind of made them all, I guess, one. They don't know that they're different colors, so they're all just kind of staying suspended, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And so we have a little bit of the coffee there, and so we could go kind of crazy and just move it a little bit, okay? And again, these movements are going to get diluted by the time and let it set, and so they're going to look super cool.
Oh my gosh.
And so this, what do you call it, pewter color?
Yes. More steel,
More
pewter.
steel. We have to make it glisten. Right here, we're going to put a little bit more powder on there. And you see how that gold effect has? And I'm just sprinkling a tiny bit. And then we're putting the rest right back. And that's gonna have a really wonderful finish. To show you an example, is this has this speckle on here and it has a glisten to it, as well as, a good one. This one has the shimmer of almost the same color.
So that allows us to be able to see how to create that.
Mm-hmm.
That's absolutely phenomenal.
And then it's looking pretty good. I think we should add one more pour of a color.
Okay.
And I don't want to kill it too much. A blue of some sort? Think that would work? I think so.
I think you've done a phenomenal job up to this point, so I'm not about to interfere with your creativity here.
Yeah, it needs one more color to finish it, I feel.
Guys, as you pop on here, please say hey and send Josh some love. I am so excited to see what you guys are going to create after he has inspired you.
So you guys saw the small dots that went around. The only thing we really mixed color with resin was the orange and gray. And so to finish it off before the gold leaf, we're gonna do another resin pour, which is just a squirt of the, we're gonna call it sapphire blue. Super cool. And you see, guys, we've used like little to no resin, so you can really stretch this stuff. There we go.
So that's our hardener and our resin together, our
Correct.
epoxy.
Correct.
So you've just continued to use that and mix it with your colors as you've created this piece of art.
Correct. And so you see how it's kind of light and translucent? We want to go deeper.
Darker?
Yeah, and so to get darker, guys, you may have to go up to 20% or 30% of color in it. And it looks like this is a really translucent blue, actually. So I'm going to change it up and add a little bit of Peacock. So this is where, you know, you guys have time to do this.
And to experiment. I mean, we talk about this all the time. There's no rules
No.
in being creative.
Like that blue would have worked if I was trying to make a really nice river that was see-through. So this is a beautiful, like almost a cobalt blue. And it's not going to be much, but we're just going to put some zigzags across the whole canvas.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, and we're going to put a lot right here too. And if you guys remember this technique that we did, I'm going to move it like this. And just shake it
So you're
a little
trying to
bit.
make it where it's running.
Not running, but the colors are melting into
Melding,
each other.
okay.
Instead of stacking. Like that. Okay. So that looks super cool now, right?
Yes, totally.
My hands are a little bit dirty, so you're gonna have to do this next part.
Okay,
You're gonna take some of this gold
okay.
and take the back of maybe this brush, or maybe the brush tip, and just
Okay.
flick it. Don't put it on it, just kind of flicking that. Any of the corners. And yeah, you can be kind of heavy with it. Yeah, like that looks good. A little bit more in there. Yeah,
Okay, you've gotten two creatives together, so it's like,
that's perfect.
okay.
Like that looks so good. Look at that.
And that's gonna hold on to that.
Yeah,
It's gonna cure into the resin.
Yep. And
All right.
that's how I got this effect, was a giant glob of what we just did thrown on there, and it bleeds through. Super cool. But now we have the 24K, or what's it called?
Well, now that's just that's
is
a
the
copper
copper?
leaf, yes.
Even better.
Yes.
So this is copper leaf, guys. This is gonna be the final thing I put on it. And you see the divots where it wasn't quite settled yet? It will settle over time, but I use that to my advantage, where I put the gold leaf on there, and it doesn't help. It helps fill that uneven area, even though it's gonna fill anyways.
But it gives a visual texture as well as a
And it's-
physical. I mean, like I can touch that.
Yeah, and it's a natural spot. It feels natural because there's already a spot there, whether you did it or it did it on its own. And just a little bit, that's all it needs. And maybe we'll push it down a little bit. That's fine.
That is absolutely beautiful.
There you go.
Could you do this all day, every day?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Anyway, so that's what it looks like. Let it sit for 24 hours, check it out. It's gonna be a little sticky. And you could put another layer on it if you want, or just let it sit for another 24 hours, take it out, and then there's one more thing you gotta do to it. So canvases are gonna be kind of dirty for the most part. Amy has a recommendation on kicking it up a notch.
Yes, so I told Josh what we need to do is we're gonna come back and we're gonna gild the edge of this in actual gold leaf. So that way, I think it's gonna make it look more high-end.
Yep.
And he's like, show me how to gild.
Please,
And I'm like, I got you covered on that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna work here in just a minute after we've signed off, and I'm actually gonna show him how to be able to gild the edges of this. So go back, guys, watch the beginning of this video, share this video, and your name will go in for a drawing that we're gonna be giving away a resin kit. So that way you can create some of the amazing art and charcuterie boards like Chef Josh has done here. So please share this video, tag your friends, tell Josh, hey, give him a word,
Please.
and just encourage him, because we love the fact that we have a creative community that loves and appreciates incredibly creative people like yourself.
Yeah.
Have a fantastic day, everybody. We love you guys. Enjoy
Thank
the
you.
resin.
Bye.
Bye.